Alright, let's get that one out of our minds. I will cry about it later. This one, what do we got going on? So the only draw here is Imp. It's like a little laboratory that Devil's Workshop gains you. Oracle and Slay would be draw, except the only village is Way of the Ox. And you got a card that's +1 card, -1 action, and you got a thing that's -1 card, +1 action, and you do those in conjunction, all you're doing is spinning your wheels. So you can't actually draw with Oracle or Slay. Now that being said, it could be worth doing that anyway. Because like, if you play with a bunch of Slays and then you Ox one Slay to play another Slay, if nothing else, it puts a bunch of horses in your deck. And then horses are good targets for Imp, because Imp can't play a card that's already in play, but horses always leave play when you play them, unless you Ox it. And so horses are really good targets for Imp. So if you want to build, I think it would be like in that direction. With Devil's Workshop, maybe 2 of them to gain a bunch of Imps, then play with some Slays. Alternatively, I mean, you could just play Money. Advantages of Money are +buy will run out once stockpiles run, which really constrains the engine. And then I think Baker and Hoard are both pretty decently good money cards. So you could do something like that. That seems simpler. The biggest thing I think that's scaring me about trying to build with the Imps is, I mean, it's slow to get going, which is something of a problem, but mostly it's just the +buy is going to disappear by the time you need it. And then so then what are you building to? Like, you could build some big mega turn with priests that get a bunch of conquests if you had +buy, but there's just no way to have +buy in the end of the game because stockpiles will empty. So I think we're not building here. I think this is just going to be money. How do I open? I still kind of want a priest for thinning. Maybe it's priest stockpile. It could be priest Devil's Workshop or double priest. I'm not sure. Like, I think I just want to take a priest, like 1 or 2 bakers, a hoard or 2, and then start greening. I think I'm just going to go priest stockpile. I think 1 priest should do it, because cemetery will also help thin fast. For example, supposing my priest and stockpile do not collide. On the stockpile turn, I could play the stockpile, spin my coffer, and then buy a cemetery and trash the other 4 cards in my hand. That would get me thin pretty fast. Which I'm probably going to do next turn, actually. Man, RG really loves oracles. Here they look better than last game, honestly. Like, Oracle plus Ox isn't so bad. And there's not really better draw. Spend a coffer, buy a cemetery, trash a bunch. I think I will take the ghost if I get a chance. It seems not bad with bakers around. I might just not get a good chance to take it. So they've skipped priest entirely and are just trashing the cemetery. That seems okay to me. This draw does not inspire happiness in my soul. Not one bit. I didn't even hit 3. I bottom decked my priest and my baker. If I hit 3, I could buy a stockpile, and that'd be an okay turn at least. I guess I take Slay here. It's probably better than nothing. Not totally sure of that, but I feel like it is. If nothing else, the sleigh is going to get me a haunted mirror. Actually, So I could play the baker, play the priest, trash the haunted mirror. Or, maybe better is I just trash the haunted mirror without playing the baker, discard the baker, put the ghost in hand, ghost the baker. That's sounding nicer. Because that also has the benefit of discarding all this crap that's on top of my deck. Oh, it's waiting for me. Whoopsie. I got 4 junk cards here. And if I put the ghost in hand, it's going to skip all 4 of those. I'm liking this line better. And then I'll just buy a stockpile. Put in hand, stockpile, discard. No, I don't find the sleigh. You're supposed to find the baker. Oh well. I think I'm ahead now, despite the bad turn. I've got a baker already. I think I'm thinner. Not sure of that actually. How much have they trashed? They trashed 3, 6. They've trashed 6. I trashed 3 with cemetery, and maybe they're actually thinner than I am. Okay, maybe this is actually pretty even then. So they're slightly thinner. I'm waiting. I'm honestly not really sure what they're referring to here. Let me think. I'm supposed to draw. Oh, sure. I don't really get what's going on, but seems fine. They're taking too long. I'm going to do it for you then. Yeah, the deck's coming together. I think this is still anyone's game. I think I want Hoard soon. I want to take stockpiles back off. I mean, I could just take all the stockpiles. Not a huge reason to do that when they don't have any down. So 1 stockpile leaves me at 8. Maybe I just want more bakers for the moment, and then I'll add the Hoard in a second. I could do like stockpile Oracle Baker. That seems fine. I really want to add Hoard, but my deck's not quite clean. Ow. Oh, don't discard that. Oh, I don't even know why they're thinking about that. Like, obviously you discard a baker and a horse. That hurts. It hurts a lot. Are they going to deny me the last stockpile? Yeah, fair enough. I think it makes more sense when there's 2 stockpiles left than when there's 3. A lot less investment on your part. I don't know if I want to try to get one more cemetery trash off or not, or just let the priest deal with these cards. Probably just depends on what I draw. This is not a good draw. I guess I can leave that on top. Finding one stockpile is about as much as I think I can ask for. I got a ghost down there. If I could find the ghost, I'd be really happy. I'll take a gamble here. Didn't pay off. So I could do a cemetery for trashing these 4. That sounds good, right? And then next turn, I want to add a hoard, then I want to start greening, and I think that's it. Okay. Do I want to draw the stockpile? I think not, right? My mouse is acting up. I can't reorder them. I want to. Okay, there we go. So if I draw the cemetery, I can trash it and spin the coffer to hit 6. If I draw the stockpile, I can just play the sleigh and trash the cemetery later, and then the ghost will skip the cemetery. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I'll do it that way. So I think I've got, did I end up with 4 of the stockpiles to their 6? Yeah, so they got 6, I got 4. I feel like I lose the stockpile split 6-4 a lot. Like it's a card you always want, and you usually click on it pretty aggressively. But I feel like other folks just click on it a little bit more aggressively than I do. I guess there's also a scenario where I just never trash this cemetery. Like we're running out on buys, and we're going to be entering this single province phase, and that extra 2 points might end up mattering. So maybe I end up keeping the cemetery around after all. Hard to say. Like on a good turn when I draw, I might just end up playing the priest as Way of the Ox, so as to play both the oracle and the sleigh, and it's not trashing any more cards. Okay, more oracles. I don't think I've ever seen someone as enamored with oracles as RG. Horse is not a bad card to hit for the ghost. This order doesn't matter, I'm going to draw it all. So I have played 3 of my 4 stockpiles. They have played 4 of their 6. I don't think it's going to be worth it to like hold back a stockpile for plus buy. I mean, that's something to think about doing. So there goes one of theirs. They've got 1 left. Okay, so they've held on to 1 stockpile, at least so far. And they've taken a province. I guess that should be a little bit worrisome to me. Because, I mean, I do need to hit province, don't I, to keep up in points? But if I spend my stockpile to hit province, and then they don't, well then they're going to have 2 buys on a later turn and they're just going to outpace me. Maybe I hold off on the stockpile for now. What if and Hoard only activates on buys. I was going to say I could like farmland a horse into a duchy to get 2 gold, but that doesn't actually work because you're only buying 1 green card. Farmland will activate priest, which only really matters on the turn that I play stockpile. But like, let's say I play priest, trash a horse, play stockpile and hoard, and I've got 7 money. I buy the farmland. I lose 6, but I get 2 money back because I trash a thing. If I had slightly more money, that would sound good, right? Like if I had 12 instead of 11 here, this is 4, 7. Oh, I have 10 actually. Yeah, that's actually definitely too little. If I had 12 instead of 10, I could farmland a horse into a duchy and also buy province. But I'm not quite there. In any case, I'm pretty sure I'm trashing a horse. I want that much money. I really don't want to have to spend the stockpile if I don't have to. Yeah, I think I'm just going to farmland a horse into a duchy. Do I want a duchess? I think the answer is no. Maybe the answer is yes. I mean, it's an ox, which lets me play oracle. I could also trash it with priest. I guess duchess is better than nothing. Not sure about that. That's interesting. They picked up a priest. When did they do that? Yeah, they got a priest really late in the game. Turn 9, okay. Don't think this order really matters. I'm just going to draw it all with the horse. And then I will trash the duchess with the priest. Or maybe I'll just play the duchess. Those are kind of equivalent, aren't they, as far as giving me 2 money. I'll just play the duchess, buy a farmland, gain a province, gain a gold. And then my hope is I ghost some good card and next turn try to like double province with my singular remaining stockpile. I'm usually not big on holding back stockpiles for extra plus buy, but it does feel kind of important here. Alrighty, they took province. Kind of what I expected. I don't think I want Slay on top. I think there's better targets for this ghost than that down there. Have to watch out for their 1 remaining stockpile means they can double province as well, theoretically. And I wonder if farmland and cemetery can also run. My guess is no, just on account of lack of gains here. We don't have the additional gains needed to realistically take a bunch of piles. But those piles are also kind of low. Even if cemetery doesn't run, farmland running out could still be a problem, just on account of it means your opponent can't use farmland tricks on their future turns. I do want to draw that. Yeah, I think that's top decking a green card is worth it, even if it top decks the gold. Bottom decked my priest. It's a little bit sad. Actually, it's a lot of bit sad, isn't it? I have to draw that. The priest just has, I think, too strong a synergy with farmland to pass up. It's like 4 money when you're buying farmland here. So now, ideally, I'd like to farmland the golds if I could, because that's worth more points. I don't think I'll be able to afford that, though. So my first farmland essentially costs 4, and then the second costs 6. So I need 10 money for 2 farmlands. I'll play a stockpile Hoard Priest to 7. I could shell out all 3 of my coffers to hit 10, and then farmland both golds. I could just spend 1 of the golds. That's probably what I'll do. I'll farmland 1 farmland and 1 gold. And I guess the Duchess dies. I wanted to play the Duchess, but the draws aren't working out for it. I don't think I want to kill the cemetery. They still have 1 stockpile that they're holding back. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah, they got a ghost down. What did they set aside as ghost? How do I get out of this menu? Menu, go away. I don't know what I've done, but I can't see the log anymore. There we go. They set aside a priest. Okay, that's not the best for them, actually. Yeah, I think I just want to take 2 provinces here and then hope that they can't double. So let me just consider real fast. If I ox the horse, play Duchess, play priest, trash cemetery, and I got 4, 6, 9, spend 1 coffer. I could farmland both golds, and then that's getting me 8 points per, but I lost a cemetery. So like 14 points, 27. That's not so bad. I'll do that, I think. Keep the horse on top. Now, I hope they can't double here. They might be able to, in which case I lose. But I'm banking on them not doing that. If they don't buy a cemetery, then I actually have the win in hand. I think taking 1 province is functionally winning here, given my position and how few provinces are left. And so if they don't take the last, did I say cemetery? I meant farmland. If they don't take the last farmland, then I can just ox the horse, trash the ghost, play the Duchess, buy farmland, trash farmland. Does this order matter? I'm going to put the sleigh on top just in case. I don't think it's going to matter. But in the off chance I don't play this horse for draw, I'd rather the ghost not skip over the gold, I think. I'm expecting to have to play the horse. I think they will take the last farmland. If they don't, then I will just ox the horse. Dude. Okay, so it seems like they've dudded, which is good. Not for them, but for me. And I will hit 8 here, I believe. Even if they take the last farmland, I can play the horse and then trash the ghost, play the Duchess, play the gold, ox the sleigh, not in that order. Or maybe they're faking me out. Maybe they're pretending to have a dud, and then they're going to drop the stockpile all of a sudden and buy double province. 2 oracles. Yes. I don't know what that conveys. They bottom deck 2 oracles, perhaps? Is that what they mean? Or maybe they're complaining that their priest hit the... Sorry, that their ghost hit the priest, despite having 2 oracles in deck? Not sure. In any case, I think probably what they'll do is single province. Because, I mean, if I get either of the last 2 provinces, I think I'm pretty much guaranteed to win. And so I think what they have to do from their POV is take 1 province, hope that I dud this turn, and then they get to buy the province next turn. If they do that, I'll win, though, because as it turns out, I do have the ability to buy province here. If they don't take province, I'm not sure what their plan is for coming back. Like, if they take duchy here, and I take province, then best case scenario is they do, like, province, farmland, duchy next turn. Not even that, I would just take the farmland. Best case scenario is they do, like, province, duchy next turn. That's not enough points. Actually, maybe they could play for a tie here. What if they farmland into duchy here, and then I take province, and the next turn they do province, duchy? Well, that actually might be better than a tie, isn't it? That might be winning. Ooh. That's an interesting play. Well, they've played their stockpile. So now I don't think they can do that. Okay, so they're just playing for a dud. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's going to lose, but it makes sense. GG.